I cut my email response time by over 90%, and it wasn't by accident. Over the past 3 months, I tested AI-powered email replies in real inboxes, not demos, to understand how autoresponders work in practice. And in this video, I'll break it down in a way that's genuinely useful for you. By the 2-minute mark, you'll understand what autoresponders can do and how they work. And if you stick around longer, I'll also share a few tools worth trying, plus the #1 mistake that causes most people to abandon inbox automation altogether. Hello, and welcome to Mailtrap videos, where we explore the world of emails. Before we talk setup, let's first get clear on what email autoresponders really are, because, let's be honest, not all automation is created equal. From a technology perspective, AI autoresponders are genuinely fascinating. You see, those tools use something called natural language processing, also known as NLP, which is a fancy way of saying that they're surprisingly good at figuring out what someone actually means. So for example, if you say, "Can you remind me later?" NLP is what helps a system register that you're not asking a question, you're asking it to do something. When it comes to email, NLP helps a system understand not just the words on the screen, but the context and the intent behind them. And that's exactly what allows autoresponders to read an incoming message and generate a response. What's more, the best AI autoresponders go beyond generic replies. They learn from your previous conversations. So if you've been sending emails for years, the AI at the autoresponder score can analyze thousands of your past responses and start writing in a way that genuinely sounds like you. But of course, mimicking your tone is not the only benefit. According to statistics, the average employee spends about 2.5 hours a day dealing with email. That's basically a part-time job, just responding to messages. And the wild thing, 80% of those messages follow predictable patterns. "Thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you on this. Let me check with my team." It's the same responses repeated again and again. With autoresponders, you no longer have to write these responses yourself, allowing you to save up to 13 hours per week apparently. That's crazy, right? Now, if you're feeling a little bit skeptical about this, I get it. I did too. On my first try, my only thought was, okay, this might buy me a little bit of time, but how could AI possibly capture my personality? How could it mimic this charm? Well, once I trained the autoresponder on my email history and I gave it a few clear guidelines, turns out I'm not as original as I thought. But do you know what happened? People started replying to the AI-generated emails as if I'd written them myself. And honestly, it was a bit spooky. But I'll take spooky over overworked any day. So, to help you reduce the mental load of a full inbox, just like I did, here are the autoresponder tools that I'd actually recommend starting with. The first one is Instantly.ai. Instantly works well for handling routine inbound emails, things like confirmations, simple follow-ups, and basic next steps. It's designed to recognize common patterns in your inbox and reply automatically using rules and AI prompts that you define up front. And what I like most is that it stays within clear boundaries. It handles predictable replies instead of having to automate complex conversations, making it easier to trust and control. The second tool is Reply.io, which compared to Instantly excels in a slightly different context. Reply.io is especially strong if a big part of your inbox is tied to the sales or outreach workflows. It's built around sequences and follow-ups, meaning that it can manage multi-step conversations automatically based on how people respond, or how they don't respond at all. Thanks to this type of setup, Reply.io works great for those who want to automate follow-ups without you having to manually keep track of who needs a nudge and when. Once you start letting AI autoresponders do the heavy lifting, the results show up pretty quickly. But before I share my results, here's a quick reminder to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on other useful videos like this one. First, my email response time went from an average of about 6 hours to under 30 minutes. And stating the obvious, this wasn't because I'm sitting at my computer all day, it's because AI is handling the initial responses automatically. Second, and this was unexpected, the quality of my email conversations actually improved. Thanks to the AI's consistent tone and always including relevant follow-up questions, people started giving me more detailed and more useful responses. But the biggest change wasn't speed or efficiency. It was not having to constantly think about my inbox, my mind being freed up to think about my project and not the emails. Well, not the follow-ups at least. You know that feeling that you get when you have 20 unread emails and it's just living there rent-free in the back of your mind, creating low-level stress? Thanks to autoresponders, that's basically gone. Now, before you run off thinking you found the solution to all of your email problems, I do need to offer a reality check. AI autoresponders won't work for everyone. And the reason why is pretty simple. You see, when using AI autoresponders, a majority of people think the goal is to have the AI take over all of their email communication from day one. And so they spend hours tweaking prompts and getting frustrated when the responses don't land right. But that's not how you should go about it. The truth is, your goal can't be giving autoresponders full control in preparation for the inevitable machine uprising. Instead, it should be giving AI a handle on 80% of emails that are straightforward, so that you can focus your human attention on the 20% that are actually needing your individual touch. Personally, I still respond to a range of messages, complex business decisions, sensitive customer issues, and anything that requires genuine creativity or empathy. But for the routine stuff, I let AI take the wheel. Still, there is one important thing to keep in mind. Autoresponders work best for low-risk emails. So if you're dealing with sensitive data or you're operating in regulated industries like fintech or healthcare, you should be much more cautious. Or better yet, keep those emails fully manual. So, to wrap up, if you are someone who gets overwhelmed by email, or if you're spending more than an hour a day writing responses to routine messages, AI autoresponders are genuinely something worth exploring. The technology is there, it works, and it's only going to get better. The question is whether you want to be part of the 27% who are already using AI to make their lives easier, or if you want to keep manually typing the same responses over and over again, even though you don't really have to. If this video was helpful, hit the like button and in the comments let me know which emails are taking up most of your time right now. If you want more videos on using AI to improve your productivity, watch our tutorial covering AI agents, where we walk you through a simple framework for deciding which ones are actually worth a try. I'll see you there.